Well, and have you been able to keep surfing where you are?
Yeah, the beaches are still open. I actually haven't been surfing much. I just kind of don't want to add to the numbers that are in the water at the moment, and spend the time with my family while I have it. Obviously, if the waves are pumping, I'll definitely sneak out there, but I've probably only had a couple surfs in the last 2 weeks, which is a little bit different for me. But with a lot of people obviously not working and no one can hang out on the beach, there's quite a few numbers in the ocean.
Busy. Hey, Julian, I've heard you're a keen golfer, and it's often a topic of conversation. Braith shot 2 under.
Yeah.
Braith shot 2 under today.
Wow.
Have you been out for a game? Have you having a hit there, or is that pretty crowded as well?
Yeah, well, the course was closed just for a week and just reopened again. Can play in twos. But, yeah, hoping to get out for a game this weekend. But I haven't been out for much of a hit lately. I do love my golf, though, and I love playing out at Newcastle Golf Club up here in Newcastle.
Yeah, I played there.
Unreal course.
But Kelly Slater's the gun too, right? I've watched him playing like the Pebble Beach Pro and all those sort of ones, Alfred Dunhill Links. What's your favourite course? Surely, Julian, you've played a lot of the unbelievable golf courses around the world. Which ones do you think is the best?
Wow, it's a tough one. I actually had a pretty special trip. 2018, I turned 30, and Adam Scott took me and my 2 brothers down to play at Barnbougle in Tassie for 3 days, and we had about 4 games, and that was my first ever proper golf trip, and Adam Scott taking us down there. That was
good.
Yeah, one to remember for my 30th.
He's a flusher. How good! I watched the replay this morning. 2013, the Masters.
Of course you did. You're sick for it. Look at him. He's even watching
He's
it. He was sick for it. Mate, how do you go around Barnbougle? There's a par 3 down there at Barnbougle. If you miss the green, there's bunkers either. So I'd be stuffed. I'm taking me 20 shots to get it in the hole.
Did he play well?
Oh, he played lights out, as he always does. And me and my 2 brothers, we had fun. I'm in the middle. I'm an 8 handicap. I've got a brother that's a 2 handicap, and then the other one's he's a 12 handicap. So
nice. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, we had some fun. Obviously, the wind blows and you're right on the beach, but it's a special place to go and play golf for a few days.
I haven't been there.
We've got to go. And they've put a new course there as well, right next to it, called the Lost Farm.
Okay.
I think it's only been open for about 7 or 8 years, but I used to go down there with Pat Rafter. He used to host.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he used to
boast about it massively.
Yeah. Mate, it's a special place. But the Lost Farm was boys trip. Let's go. Julian, you want in if we go down?
Mate, I'm in. Let's go.
Hey, bring your brothers down too, mate. They sound like good golfers.
Bring Scotty as well.
Yeah. Hey, Julian, what do your brothers do? Are they surfers? Are they in sport? What do they do, mate?
Yeah, I've got one brother. My middle brother. I'm the youngest of 2 older brothers, and youngest of 3 boys. And my middle brother lives in California and manages me and works for a sports management agency over there. And
awesome.
My eldest brother enjoys being at home and does landscape gardening and looks after his little boy.
Beautiful, mate. Julian, so you're living in Newcastle, but you're a Queenslander. So do you follow Newcastle, or do you have a side in Queensland that you follow? Do you follow the league at all?
Yeah, so I grew up watching the Broncos, and Dad's an avid football fan. He's a sports nuffy, absolutely loves all sport. But Broncos was playing in the house every week. But now living in Newcastle for the last 2 years and marrying my wife Ashley, we've been together for 7 years now. I have had to accept the Newcastle Knights, and I've had the privilege of meeting most of the team and some great humans that are part of that team, and I'm definitely supporting the Knights as well as the Broncos. And it's a very passionate town, and it is really cool to get behind the Knights living here in Newcastle.
Hey, Julian, you sound like you got your hands full there, mate. You got a little buddy next to you?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Oh, he's so beautiful.
Surfing the couch.
6 weeks old.
He's looking for his mummy.
Now, you were due also to go to the Olympics this year. You qualified surfing, first time ever as an Olympic sport alongside Owen Wright. I know you'd be disappointed that that won't go ahead this year, but obviously the dates have been reset. So how does that change up your training schedule and how you sort of factor that into what is already a really busy year with the World Tour?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a curveball for me for sure, planning for the biggest competitive year of my career, with the Olympics being added in, and now everything being on hold and the Olympics being pushed back to next year. It's not confirmed that my spot will hold for the Olympics next year, which it's a little bit up in the air, but obviously if it goes back to the drawing board, I have to qualify again, which I'll be up for having a crack at. And so, yeah, it's just been putting things on ice. I mean, I'm still training 5 days a week and maintaining the pre-season that I put in, which I put a lot of effort into, and obviously got to compete a couple of times this year on the qualifying tour events. But now just maintaining and waiting for the news, waiting for the updates, watching the news, just taking it day by day, and yeah, hopefully we get competing again at some point this year.
Well, I know you like to keep yourself busy and you're pretty innovative, and you had an incredible project that you have been working on from last year. And earlier this year down at the wave pool in Melbourne, you were trying to merge surfing and skateboarding. We've got a bit of vision here of you actually surfing on a rail in the wave pool. Just talk us through what inspired you to want to do this and how on earth you pulled it off.
Yeah, it's skateboarding's definitely another one of my passions. I grew up probably skateboarding more than I surfed. There was a skate park on the beach. I used to kind of skate down to the surf of an afternoon after school with the surfboard under my arm and decide what the waves were like, and if it was average, I'd be skating for the afternoon. But I've wanted to do this kind of my whole life, really, but never actually put the time into it. And then about 3 years ago, when the wave pools really kicked off and we were competing over in America in the Surf Ranch wave pool, there's a lot of controllables now, and I just felt now's the time to do it if it's possible and if I can make it happen. So I've actually been working on it for about 3 years, and lots of trial and error, and a lot of it's been in the ocean. And there's been some carnage and some spills, but it was definitely rewarding to get to the place that I hoped to get to with it, where it was fun and it was creative, and it kind of opened up that door that I was hoping to open up with it. And I kind of got there, and I'm excited. I hope to play around with it some more in the future, and obviously there's a lot you can do with it with the wave pools and the controlled waves.
What was the feedback like from, I guess, your fans, people that love surfing? Because I can just imagine lots of little boys and girls watching that, just being so inspired and being so into it.
Yeah, the response was incredible. It was really cool from all ages, really, and my peers too on the tour that probably have never touched a skateboard in their lives. They still enjoyed what I had kind of done here. So to get that kind of response was really encouraging. And obviously there's been a lot of effort that's gone into getting it to this stage. So yeah, I was really pleased to get such a positive response, and yeah, kind of open up the minds of some of the kids. And then I'm sure there's kids out there at the moment that are skating to the beach with a surfboard under their arm, deciding which way to go. So I was wrapped with it, and I hope that can play around with it some more.